Guys, help me introduce George Ho, and he's a hoe.
All right, man, that's good. All right, guys, first of all, Bitcoin all-time highs. Come on.
Say what?
That's what we're talking about right there, okay? So the previous speaker, I think he was going to talk about like recession-proof your business. And we know as long as Bitcoin hits all-time highs every single day, who cares about the recession? All right, but we're on this island, and obviously some people do trading, which is fantastic, and some people are hodling, which is fantastic. But there's another way to earn income on crypto, and what we're going to talk about today is like passive income on crypto. All right, 3 specific ways to get passive income on crypto. So, first passive way to get income on crypto, we all know, is staking. Right? Staking. So you can go to stakingrewards.com. That's the easiest way. You got if you look at Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Kusama, I can go on and on, Theta, but it earns you anywhere from probably like 6% to 14%, and that's very, very, very simple. You can do it the easy way. Most of the time, just go to kraken.com. It's staking a lot of different type tokens. Or if you want to do it yourself, of course, you can Google it for your specific token and then learn the mechanisms behind it. Just make sure you're using a good delegator, because sometimes if it's a bad delegator, you're going to get rewards slashed, all right? But that's the easiest way to get passive income. You hodl some coins, you do some staking, and right now we have like in-between periods, especially if you own Polkadot. Who in here owns Polkadot? All right. Fantastic.
Now are you? Wepa. You're in Puerto Rico.
What does it say? How do you say?
Wepa.
There
you go.
Okay, Wepa. All right, so Polkadot, obviously before the Canary Network with Kusama had his own parachain. This hoe was sleeping. I didn't stake my Kusama for Moon River like an idiot, but this time I'm ready. Okay? So there are 5 slots available to win, and the first 2 slots, I don't know who's going to win 3, 4, 5, okay? I just know the first 2 is going to be Akala and Moonbeam.
Hold on a second. Guys, if you guys want to have a conversation, please, because I can hear you way the fuck up here, go outside right by the bar and enjoy your conversation. There's some people here that really want to hear this. Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right, and guys, everything I'm saying up here is financial opinion, not financial advice.
I'm
okay?
coming for you at the end of the show.
I'm not an advisor. My last name is George Ho, and I stayed at Holiday Inn Express last night. That's my the height of my expertise here. But if you would have staked your Kusama for Moon River, we're looking about 10x plus, right? So that's really good returns and very, very low risk. So Polkadot, the top 2 is Akala and Moonbeam. All right. And I'm sorry if you didn't step up before yesterday, because there was a 5% bonus if you would have, participated in Akala. Plus, if you would have got whitelisted, which I didn't get whitelisted because my skin is tan. I didn't get whitelisted. That was like 10%. But what's interesting on Akala, you can still do the crowd loan, is that unlike Moonbeam and the other ones, that's going to be the Polkadot parachain auction, where they're going to lock your stuff up for 96 weeks, okay? It's 96 weeks, so it's a commitment. It's like a short marriage. And I don't know anything about that. So, but the main point is this, that Akala is going to give you liquidity right away with their tokens. I mean, they got so much money, they're going to do that. So I highly recommend you take a look at it, and you think about, hey, my dot's just staking for extra dot. I really need to take a consideration of these 2 projects because I think they're going to be premier projects. And again, Polkadot's doing things differently from Ethereum. Ethereum is like open up for everybody, obviously Solana for everybody, and Dot is doing more like a Berkshire Hathaway type deal, where you have moats that's developing around the businesses. So whoever wins the auctions in the beginning are going to get protection, all right, and hopefully more value added, and then obviously your token's going to be worth more money. And long story made short, in 96 weeks, you get your dots back. All right? So that's something to really take a look at if you have Polkadot. And that's another reason why Polkadot is going up. Now, the second way to do passive income, we all know, is to farm, right? My last name, as I said last time, is George Ho. It's a farming Ho, Santa Claus Ho, and Eddie Murphy Ho, all right? So farming Ho, I couldn't do. And my dad did it and stuff like that. I just couldn't do it. But I'm in the farming business now. I'm in the crypto farming business, right? Now, let's go back a little farther. Last year, for a beginning of DeFi summer, Compound came out and they had an idea, hey, listen, you stake some tokens on our Compound, USDC, USDT, whatever, and then we're going to issue you Compound tokens. That was the beginning of the farming revolution, all right? And then people got that, and then they sold that, and they made money, and then 1,000 more farming opportunities got started. 1,000 more, maybe 10,000 more. The problem with a lot of these farming opportunities got started. Hello? A lot of these farming opportunities got started is that it was a race to zero. Now, what does that mean? It means that, hey, if one project is going to give 10%, I'm going to give 20%. I'm going to give 50%. I'm going to give 100%. I'm going to give 5,000%. I'm going to give 10,000%. And then what happened with DeFi, in my opinion, on DeFi 1.0, is that it was a race to the bottom. It was like a plague of locusts came to a crop field, and it ate every single crop, and everything died, right? And that's why I think we have a lull in DeFi right now. It's a lull in DeFi because the mechanisms and the incentives were probably not aligned correctly. Okay, of a lot of the people that provided liquidity for the liquidity pools, they were like mercenaries. I mean, I can say I was kind of like a mercenary in different things. Hey, you heard about a brand new DeFi project get started? You want to be in the beginning, when the APYs were super, super high. And as soon as the tokens came, you sold that thing. Boom, sold, right? And then what happens is that some of them went to like a liquidity pool 2 for governance tokens. So everybody had just misalignments. And then a lot of the DeFi projects, they crashed. Now, some of the blue chips obviously survived, Aave, Compound, some of the blue chips survived, but then, it's just been a lull. And now we got, obviously, L1 that's running and making a lot more money. But on number 2, you still can farm in a way that's fairly sustainable and low risk. You got like Tokemass, Grow, Anchor, and you can go in and lock in USDC, USDT, Ethereum, and some other tokens, and you can do single liquidity providing, whereby you don't have an impermanent loss. So if you want to take it to the next step, you can do that. And if you're really, really scared, as in, hey, I'm going to lose some money, then you may still look into maybe Nexus Mutual, because there are insurance protocols out there that's going to try to protect your money, okay? So that's the second way to make money passively. Now we got the third way. And third way, I'm going to tell you, is more degenerate. If you're not a degenerate in crypto, just plug your ears up, okay? Plug your ears up. So what you have is a good number of master nodes that are doing well. And what I'm talking about on this passive is that you don't really care if the market keeps going up, rocketing. Of course, we all want that. But even if the market goes sideways, these master nodes will do well, right? The master nodes that is doing the best right now, in my opinion, is Strong, okay, Strong. And it's providing nodes as a service for different type of blockchains, right? So Strong right now, when I first saw it, Strong was about $250, and now I think it's about $800 or something like that. But when you get about 10 Strong tokens, okay, and then you stake it into a node, you create your own node, then what happens is that each Strong block is going to start creating about 0.1 a day. Does that make sense? 0.1 a day, all right? And if you work out the calculators, again, this is financial advice, not financial advice, financial opinion.
Yeah, everybody heard that, right?
Sorry.
Hey,
financial opinion.
We're live streaming here. We got
financial
you.
Opinion. Okay, please, all right? But if you look at the calculator, it's doing really well within just like 100-something days, all right? And they're expanding. the momentum on strong is very, very strong. Strong block. Next, you have a revolution. What I believe, possibly, okay? Because these are all experiments. All these DeFi stuff, all experiments. You think about it, Compound only started about a year and a half ago. It didn't start that long ago, right? So the next DeFi experiment, DeFi 2.0, I believe it started with Olympus DAO, okay? And a guy named Zeus. Now, it's an anonymous project. And most of the times we don't like anonymous projects because we're saying, hey, if you really believe in your protocol, in your project, show your stupid face. Show your stupid face, right? But I want you to know is that it has enough momentum now where people like Tim Ferriss, 4-hour work week, 4-hour body. I mean, he's got, I don't know how many. I think he's got probably 100 million downloads a month on. He's rivaling like Joe Rogan on his on his podcast. All right, Mark Cuban. They're all on their Twitter accounts changing it to 3,3. 3,3. Now, if you haven't seen that, all you really need to know is that in games there's like game theory, and I'm sure in school you heard about like the prisoner's dilemma. Okay, but Ohm with Zeus is doing something different. So the old way of providing liquidity is that you go on to Uniswap, you provide liquidity, and you're getting liquidity tokens back, and then you take that liquidity token and you go back to the protocol and you stake it and you show the protocol, hey, I'm providing liquidity, so give me more tokens. All right? Again, the incentives, in my opinion, is not aligned correctly because they're mercenaries. They're going to just keep selling that token and wait for the next DeFi project to provide more yield. And then they're gone. They're totally gone, okay? And that's why you have so many of these DeFi projects go up and crash down. And that's why DeFi, in my opinion, is kind of in the doldrums right now, except with Olympus DAO. And what you need to do for Olympus DAO is just do research. Don't buy anything. If you buy anything, I'm telling you, you're probably going to lose your money. Don't do it. Just don't do it, okay?
Damn.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
I thought you were fucking smart.
I am smart. I'm just telling you, don't do what I'm telling you to do. Just research it, okay? Make your own decisions, all right? Make your own decisions. So, Olympus DAO is flipping the mechanics on its head. And if you don't think, incentives are good in this ecosystem, it's almost like raising kids. You got to have the right incentive structure. Otherwise, it's going to go, sideways. It's totally sideways, right? So Olympus DAO, what they're saying with Zeus is that, hey, you come in, right, and you get the liquidity token. But what you do is you sell the liquidity back to the protocol. So the protocol is not a renter anymore. Majority of the DeFi 1.0 projects out there, they're like renting. Does that make sense? They're renting, all right? And majority of the people in here who have Act 60, Act 20, Act 22, I know you own your home. Does that make sense? And there's a lot of people in real estate here that own like huge mega projects because if you own it, you get the appreciation, you get the depreciation, you get opportunity zone benefits, and you get rental income. There's a lot of benefits you can get from that. So Olympus DAO, the idea is that, hey, what we do is this. We get people to sell their liquidity token. Let's say it's $2,000. We'll buy it for maybe $2,200. All right? So you get an instant arbitrage profit. But they make you hold on to it for a little bit of time. So you can't sell it immediately. You can't be like a mercenary and sell it immediately. And what that does, and what that is doing, I believe, okay, is turning DeFi mercenaries to almost like settlers, right? And that's what you want within your DeFi project. You want people who are incentivized to be settlers and to really, really be ambassadors and advocates for your DeFi project. Not just leave in a week or a couple days and make a whole bunch of money off of you and go off to the next project, all right? That's what Olympus DAO has some momentum of going and doing. And they've gone in less than a year to over 3.4 billion in TVL. And the things to think about on Olympus is that it is causing a whole bunch of other participants to come to the bear, right? If you look at the top project on Avalanche, guys, who owns Avalanche right here? Anybody owns some Avalanche? You gotta love Avalanche right now, okay? It's smoking. So on Avalanche, the Ohm project on Avalanche is called Time Wonderland, and it's smoking. It is absolutely smoking. And what's going on with all these projects is that they're just forking ohms, okay? And so if you're on the Twitter, you see 3,3, they're called a ohmie. They're called a ohmie. That's what the tribe is called, all right? And what Ohm has done now, because it was first in the market and all these people are forking it, a lot of these people are putting in their treasury maybe 30% of Ohm. Does that make sense? And that supports Ohm's strength to be a algorithmic stablecoin. You're going, Jesus, George, what the hell are you even talking about? I'm going to jump a little bit of track right now, all right? Who in here has some USDT or USDC or whatever have? Stablecoin. You got it, right? So, in our mind, we know stablecoins are important, but also in our minds, we heard of this Leviathan coming out or Voldemort coming out, like Chinese central bank digital currency, right? We heard that. And when you say something like that, you're going, nah, I'm never going to buy any of that, George. I'm not into that centralized crap, okay? But a lot of us in here probably have USDC. Does that make sense? USDC, right? So you're saying, hey, that's not the government. That's owned by Circle. But understand, USDC, if they don't like you for some reason, they can hold your money, okay? And some researchers are saying that USDC may be United States central bank digital currency. They just don't want to say it that way. They want a lot of people to use it. They want a lot of people to like it, okay, and earn interest off of it. And then you're going to say, hey, it's de facto what it is.
George,
right?
you're going to scare a lot of people out there.
I'm not going to scare anybody, man. And you know what? I mean, this whole industry is you got to do research. You got to have a thesis about what you want to do. And you're trying to get freedom in an unfree world. Does that make sense? You're trying to get yield in a no alpha world. So you got to research and figure out what your positions are. Does that make sense? And don't go blindly into things. That's why I'm saying you don't really have to listen to anything I'm saying. Just look at CoinMarketCap, go do the research, and seeing where the interests are going. If you look at Ohm right now, they're doing 8,000% APY. 8,000% APY. It's freaking insane. It's insane, all right? But it's increasing. They got derivatives coming out. Another project that was a derivative from Ohm is called Klima DAO, all right? So if you believe in, greenhouse gases, we got to decrease our carbon footprint and things of that nature, Klima, guys, may be the project for you. It is exploding, all right? And Klima was founded by 3 guys who did a lot in carbon credits, and they wanted to do an incentivized way to get people to put in money into a DAO project and to go out there and clean up the carbon credits. And that is what I see as another positive way of not just doing a nonprofit. Does that make sense? A nonprofit is almost a lot of times begging for the money. This whole decentralized DAO is flipping it on the head, whereby you have an experiment, total new experiment, whereby possibly in the future, nonprofits will have their own profit economies that we can make money off of. Wouldn't that be something different? And Klima may be at the beginning of this trend. So, things you got to take care, start researching is, in my opinion, as you reach all-time highs, that's fantastic. In my opinion, always take profits, especially if you're doing some of this aggressive master node projects or OMI type projects. That's DeFi too. Once you make your initial, principal back, I will get the money out, and then you're playing on house's money. You're playing on house's money. But if you think about one of the things that OMI, the Zeus, is saying is that, okay, we came in the blockchain. Yes, I know everybody in here to make money, okay? But on the white paper for Bitcoin, it wanted to escape the fiat system. Escape the fiat system. And all of us are pro escaping the fiat system as long as we're making money, right? But if you think about DeFi and the next algorithmic stablecoin, wouldn't we want an algorithmic stablecoin to be outside of the fiat system? Because right now, USDT, USDC, and most of these centralized coins, they're just pegged 1-to-1 to the dollar, okay? So they're even to the dollar, but they're not protecting you on purchasing power. Where ohms see ohms going up sky high. There are downsides to everything. All right? On staking, on number one, there's really not that much downside, in my opinion. Sometimes there are projects that make you unstake maybe 7 days, 14 days, like persistence, like 21 days. So if the market goes down radically, you can't sell out. But most of the times, if you're in a project that you really love, if it goes down really, really fast, you need to say no and don't sell emotionally. Because I've been in this market so many cycles that this whole market is like the composite man. It's made to manipulate your emotions to get you out of tokens, all right?
I've panicked sale a time or two.
Hey, we all been there. So sometimes staking with the lockdown periods is going to prevent you from doing that. The second thing with the farming, there are some downsides. Obviously, if you're going to farm with the pairs and permanent loss, if you're going to farm, sometimes it's exploits. Cream got exploited by like $130 million about a week and a half ago. Aave supposedly had an exploit, and Justin Sun pulled out like a couple of $1 billion. So that's something to be concerned about. But if you're in most of the blue chips, and if you start doing the research on doing like Nexus Mutual or Armor to try to protect your money with insurance, that really protects you. The downside with maybe OMI and master nodes and things of that nature for DeFi 2.0, I would say the biggest, of course, you can have exploits. Secondly is that, last Friday, the House passed a bill that is not advantageous, in my opinion, to crypto holders, okay? Now, Biden most likely is going to sign this thing. I know in the Senate, eventually we can hopefully amend it. Some other people on K Street is saying, and what it is that every single transaction that's over $10,000, like if you're buying an NFT or something, you have to get the counterparty Social Security. What? Yeah. Or in 15 days, it's a felony. Wow. Okay. Now, luckily, the market hasn't taken it, seriously at all. I've got some other lawyer friends said that, the House was just grasping at straws because it wasn't able to raise as much money for the infrastructure as possible. So I had to make a concession to the other party to try to grab as much taxation as possible. But that's a freaking bad amendment. It's a very, very bad amendment because that, in essence, is going to kill DeFi. Because how we're going to get our counterparty Social Security number? That's just freaking ridiculous, okay? So, be aware of that. If you still got, friends back in the States that have got political muscle, please help them out. Tell them about this. We need to make a change. We do have 2 years. Okay, to make that change. And do you have any questions?
No, we're going to go into questions right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
You done?
I'm done. I can go.
All right. That was my China smart man, guys. Where's Danae with the mic? Where's Danae with the mic? Is she there? I can't see you if you're there. Scream. Talk into the mic. Turn it on. I hear it. That's my wife, too, so I can hear that. Okay. Any questions, guys? I can't see you, so you're going to have to reach out to Danae.
Hi, thanks. That was a great talk. Can you tell me where you think the best place for yield on Ethereum is currently, and also the safest?
I mean, it just depends on
financial.
Yeah. I don't have any financial advice. Okay, you can go on Lido and just like liquid stake your Ethereum. That's pretty safe. I mean, if you go on number 2, you got Growth, you got YieldMac, you got Anchor. There's a lot of places you can stake your Ethereum on and earn income. OMI is ERC20. You just got to do the research. You got to figure out what your risk tolerance is and go with your risk tolerance. All right. I do believe you got so many L1s doing great right now. AVAX, Solana, Near. I mean, go on and on and on. But please, don't shank me, okay? Don't shank the hoe. But, if Ethereum can ship next year...
You better watch your back next week.
Yeah. If Ethereum can ship next year and it could scale, it's over, man. It's just freaking over. That's ultrasound money. That's all money that every hoe would love.
I love it.
I'm bona fide, bro. I'm bona fide.
Anybody else? I hear the
Yeah,
cookies.
can you guys hear me? All right. You actually did a good job in explaining Olympus DAO and its forks, Clima and Wonderland. But one thing for anyone considering getting into those coins, definitely stake them because they are highly inflationary. Olympus DAO is 6% APY on a weekly basis. Clima is 8%. So if you don't stake them, you're losing out on that. So definitely stake those if you guys plan to get into those.
I concur. That's the 3,3 you got to stake, okay? You want your participants to stake. That's what they're saying with the 3,3. It's a green zone.
Awesome. Danae, anybody else? No? Great.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I can't see, guys. You got to
yeah,
speak
right,
up.
right in the back. So I looked at like 400 DeFi projects earlier this year. I got a long list of projects that span different L1s. A lot of them are on Binance Smart Chain, but about a quarter of them rugged or were hacked. So I'm wondering what your criteria for doing due diligence on staking protocols is.
Guys, I'm Chinese.
He's
Nobody
got the
can call
in.
me a racist. BSC chain's got a lot of scams. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just got a lot of scams. Nobody can call me a racist, man. CZ and me, we got the same DNA, okay? But just that's what it is. So you just got to be very wary. I mean, obviously, I know, transaction costs are a lot cheaper on BSC, and there are some good projects on BSC, but you just got to be wary, all right? How do I say this thing? A lot of BSC projects are Anon. A lot of BSC projects are Chinese. And, I moved here when I was 8, right? Moved to America when I was 8. So when you're in America and you're growing up, you get to read like Aesop fables, all kind of positive stuff, right? So in China, you learn about like the warring states. You learn about generals doing really Machiavellian deals. You just have a different type of moray. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. Okay? I'm just saying there's a different type of moray and of what's correct and not correct. And I can get into a little dogma here, but I won't. But I'm just saying that you got to be very careful of BSC. That's about it. I can't say very much else, okay? Because I've gotten rug pull on every single chain, but I've gotten rug pull a lot on BSC.
You got rug burns.
I got tattoo rug burns, man.
Guys, help me thank George Ho, guys.